You see, I don't necessarily like this narrative that they're pushing now with Damani being the person to, be reprimanded, have his job put at risk for flirting with Sabrina, because now it's like, oh, well, the reason that Damani doesn't want these embryos used via his sperm is due to the fact that this is his way of getting back at Sabrina for not reciprocating his advances towards her. I don't think that is the case whatsoever. Now, remember, I said this in a recent video. This entire storyline is flimsy and messy because if we're looking at the timeline of events here, keep in mind, Season 8 takes place directly after Season 9. It takes place directly after, because in episode 20 or 21 of Season 8, we had the 1 month time jump from, Dani getting terminated from her job without pay, Sabrina telling Rich that I choose me, and then, Rich ghosted her for a month. And then when we pick up 1 month later, that's when Sabrina and Damani come back from that, work conference or whatever, on that cruise or whatever. And it was revealed during this time, because I think Damani took her to her apartment and asked if, she would consider a relationship with him. And then later that day, Calvin shows up. Then also, you have her visiting Rich at the juice shop or whatever, and Rich comes by and she reveals that nothing happened on the work trip with Damani. Like, there were feelings, but nothing happened. They didn't act upon it. So it seems that they didn't even kiss, let alone have, sex. So then it turned into a situation where now Season 8 ends and Season 9 picks up where they left off. So keep in mind, Damani asked her if she wanted to, pursue a relationship with him. And it's only been like, what? Barely a day, if that. Well, no. Not this. It's the same day, because Sabrina walked in on Penelope and Rich, and that was the same day. She's like, yeah, you know what, Rich, I'm done. See other people. And then we go through the hospital saga, and then a couple of days pass. Karen comes home. So yeah, it's been, give or take 5 to 8, I'd say no more than 8 days between Damani asking Sabrina, do you want to be a couple, to all of a sudden him getting back with his ex. And now they're engaged. And that makes no sense whatsoever. And on top of that, and keep in mind, you're like, Jeremy, you're grasping at straws. No, Dani said, Tony, you've barely been unemployed for like less than a week, indicating that my timeline is correct. So yeah, Damani just randomly getting back with his ex and getting engaged in such a short time makes zero sense. And on top of that, now it's like, oh, well, the only reason he doesn't want those embryos used is because Sabrina didn't agree to be with him. No, that's not it at all. So it just makes this entire thing completely asinine. And don't get me wrong, I love seeing Attorney Taylor in action. Yes, Miss Taylor. But it just feels weird because Sabrina's like, well, he flirted and, nothing happened. So they just really they just really love vilifying men in this show. And on the one hand, it's like you have these men who are complete trash. Like, what's his name? Jonah. When he hit Dani, spat on her and whatnot. But then you have situations where these women, like, remember Andy slapping the taste out of Robin's mouth at the law firm last season? Case in point, in the trailer, we see, like, Vaughn grabbing Andy, and people are like, oh, I knew he was a jerk. Look, he's grabbing Andy. Yeah, we're just going to act like Andy didn't slap her boss in front of everybody at the job. Yeah, okay. The men are trash, right? But yeah, it just seems like the wrong thing is used here. Now, don't get me wrong. This Mia chick or whoever, yeah, I'm glad that Fatima was able to do her thing. But for Sabrina to act all innocent, I think it's bullcrap. Yes, it is a whole conflict of interest thing to kind of flirt with. Well, then again, I don't know. Different companies have different policies, HR and everything. But it just feels weird for Sabrina to act like, yeah, the only reason Damani doesn't want me to have these babies is because I didn't do what he wanted. That is such bull crap. That is a lie. All right, okay. But like I said, this entire storyline is a mess, so I don't know. These writers, it's like they give us one amazing, to have that amazing, the amazing scenes that took place in that conference room where the ladies are recounting their experiences with Dr. Cruz. And to have that amazing plot surrounded by just trash is what kills me. That's ugh.